The Volkswagen Type 2 was a range of light commercial vehicles, built both as vans and pickups, introduced in 1950 by the German automaker Volkswagen. Many would say it was originally created to keep the factory busy, but is this true? In this episode, we will explore 10 hidden facts about the VW bus. Before we proceed, kindly hit that like button and subscribe. 10. It was popular with the counterculture of the 60s. The VW bus hit the scene in a big way during the 60s because it could comfortably transport 9 passengers and their luggage. Many young people heading to concerts or protests would choose the bus since it was fashionable to go as a group of friends in a personalized vehicle. Moreover, the VW Type 2 was easy to customize with creative artwork, making it a perfect canvas for hippies to express their lifestyles and values. This vehicle was also used right in the middle of the 1960s civil rights movement as a means of transport for black children to and from school in Charleston, South Carolina. Civil rights activists Esau and Janie B. Jenkins used a 1966 VW Type 2 to transport people and educate them about the part of the Constitution they needed to know to register to vote. 9. It had several names and nicknames. The Volkswagen Type 2 was available in several chassis variants. Therefore, there were different nicknames depending on body type. Type 2 would be called the Transporter Combi or Microbus, or informally as the Volkswagen Station Wagon and Bus in the United States, Camper in the UK, or Bully in Germany. 8. It was VW importer Ben Pon's idea and request. The legendary VW Type 2 or bus design was inspired by an idea and request from then Netherlands VW importer Ben Pon. Ben used to import Type 1s or Beetles and was inspired to sketch the first van in 1947 after seeing a flatbed parts hauler made from a Type 1 chassis while visiting the Volkswagen plant. He submitted the sketch to Volkswagen's upper management, who began tinkering with the idea. His sketch, a doodle dated 23 April 1947, proposed a payload of 690 kilograms, or 1,520 pounds, with the driver at the very front. The Type 2 sketch, credited to Dutch Volkswagen importer Ben Pon, had similarities in concept to the 1920s Rumpler Tropfenwagen and 1930s Dymaxion car by Buckminster Fuller, but neither of which reached production. Volkswagen's new chief executive officer Heinz Nordhoff, appointed on 1 January 1948, approved the van for production on 19 May 1949. The VW Type 2 finally went into production in 1950. The VW Type 2 was built in many variants. By the time VW Type 2 reached production, the design had been tweaked somewhat from Ben's original sketch, and multiple body styles had been added. The variants included a panel van, a delivery van without side windows or rear seats, a double-door panel van, a delivery van without side windows or rear seats, and cargo doors on both sides, a high-roof panel van with a raised roof also used for delivery, and a Combi from German combination Kraftwagen, combination motor vehicle, with side windows and removable rear seats, both a passenger and a cargo vehicle combined. Another variant was the bus, also called a Volkswagen Caravelle, a van with a more comfortable interior for carrying passengers, Lodakau, share taxi, a version exclusive to Brazil, with 6 front hinge doors for the passenger area and 4 bench seats, and the samba-bus, a van with skylight windows and cloth sunroof, first generation only, also known as a deluxe microbus. VW also built flatbed pickup trucks or single cabs which are available with wider load beds. There was also a crew cab pickup, a flatbed truck with an extended cab and 2 rows of seats, also called a Doka, from German Doppelkabine. A Westphalia camping van, Westie, with a Westphalia roof and interior, an Adventurewagen camping van with a high roof and Adventurewagen camping units, and a semi-camping van that could also still be used as a passenger car, and transporter were available. There was also an ambulance model. An ambulance model was added in December 1951, which repositioned the fuel tank in front of the transaxle, put the spare tire behind the front seat, and added a tailgate-style rear door. These features would become standard on the Type 2 from 1955 to 1967. Apart from the ambulances, many third-party conversions were available. Dealers would customize these vans as refrigerated vans, hearses, police vans, fire engines, and ladder trucks, In South Africa, the VW Type 2 was known as a well-loved variation of the ice cream van. We're about to explore 5 more interesting facts about the Volkswagen Type 2. Kindly hit that like button and subscribe as we proceed. It will help us create a more engaging automotive video for you. The initial Type 2 used an air-cooled engine. The Volkswagen Type 2 was introduced with a 1.1-liter 24-horsepower 4-cylinder air-cooled engine, just like the VW Beetle. This air-cooled boxer engine was gasoline-fueled and had 4 horizontally opposed cast-iron cylinders, cast aluminum alloy cylinder heads and pistons, a magnesium alloy crankcase, and forged steel crankshaft and connecting rods. The water-cooled boxer engine was introduced in 1983. The air-cooled engine was phased out in 1983 in favor of a water-cooled boxer engine. The switch to water cooling for the boxer engines was made because Volkswagen could no longer make the air-cooled engines meet emission standards. The Volkswagen Wasserboxer engine was a 4-cylinder horizontally opposed pushrod overhead valve petrol engine. It also had a cast aluminum alloy cylinder block, cylinder heads, pistons, and a die-forged steel flat-plane crankshaft with 4 main bearings. The engine took its name from the German Wasserboxer, water boxer, with boxer being another term for horizontally opposed engines. It was available in 2 displacements, a 1.9-liter or a 2.1-liter, the 2.1-liter being a longer stroke version of the 1.9-liter. The first to third generations had a rear-mounted engine. The Volkswagen Type 2 was initially introduced with the rear engine layout until the end of the third generation in 1990. Even the water-cooled engine, introduced in 1983, was positioned at the rear. The radiator hoses had to run from the rear to the front, where the radiator was positioned. The initial models had a split front windshield. The first generation of Volkswagen Type 2 models, produced from 1950 to 1967, had split front windshields. These models were also known as the microbus, split screen, splitty, barn door, combi, bully, samba, 21 window, and 23 window. The split windshield was the 50s engineering to improve aerodynamics. This was performed because the first prototypes had poor aerodynamics with an initial drag coefficient of CD equals 0.75. VW engineers used the wind tunnel at the Technical University of Braunschweig to optimize the design, splitting the windshield and roofline into a V. These simple changes helped Type 2 achieve CD equals 0.44, exceeding Type 1 CD equals 0.48. It was one of the best-selling vans. The Transporter is the best-selling van in history and had the longest production run of any commercial vehicle. Volkswagen has sold more than 13 million examples since 1950. The company's marketing approach for the VW Type 2 was an extension of its advertising for the Beetle. The aim was to promote its simple styling and usefulness as a home, work, and play vehicle. Thank you for watching this episode. What are your memories of the Volkswagen Type 2, and what model year do you love? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, kindly like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified when we upload the next automotive video.